The Dotty numeral systems, or simply Dotties, is a collection of numeral systems that consist of dots and colors. It is a collection of infinite numeral systems because there are infinite ways on creating a Dotty numeral system with the amount of dots and colors. I was inspired by the binary system and the hex system that were used in computers to store some memory stuff. And I also inspired a bit by the 7-second display because the 7-second display has this little community where people would create their own second displays but with less or more than 7 segments to display any kind of letters and numbers and stuff. I was also inspired by a bunch of numeral systems, like for example the Cistercian number system, which is a base 10,000 system. This number system was an idea of mine. What if we create a numeral system where its base is big, but the characters in it should not be memorized because it is easy to predict and write in? And that's how I ended up with Dotties. So how does this Dotty numeral system work? Well, let's start out with the simplest Dotty, which is also the first Dotty I made for this collection. This is the 2x2 bicolor Dotty. Double color Dotty? 2-color Dotty? Meh, I like to say it as bicolor Dotty. And I'm not restricting you guys, so you could just say it whatever you want. Now, it is called the 2x2 bicolor Dotty because it consists of 2 colors, which is black and white, and each character only consists of 4 dots. Now this is how the numeral system works. In the top left dot of the character, it is marked 1, which is exactly equal to 2 to the power of 0. Same goes to the second number, the third number, and the last number, which is at the bottom right corner. Now since this number system consists of 2 colors, if a dot is colored black, then the marked number of that dot will be multiplied by the number 1. But if that dot is stayed colored white, then it will be multiplied by 0. In short, it could be something like this. And once that's all done, you just need to sum all the 4 results from the 4 dots. Let's take an example. What is the number from this character? The answer will be 9. Because since the first and the last dot was colored black, then that means that the result will be 2 to the power of 0 times 1 plus 2 to the power of 3 times 1, which is exactly equal to 9. Let me give you another example. What is the number from this character supposed to be? Yup, it's 14. Great job! Now, you might be thinking to yourself, isn't this just the binary system? Well, it is, because, like I said in the beginning, the point of Dotties is to have a bigger base system and also has characters that don't need to be memorized because they are obvious. What makes the character of this number system obvious is to use the binary system on the characters. And here's the list of 16 characters of the 2x2 bicolor Dotty. And here's one in hexadecimal. And yes, the 2x2 bicolor Dotties is supposed to be a hexadecimal numeral system. That means if you want to write a number, let's say 4218 in the 2x2 bicolor Dotty, then that will be like this, which in hexadecimal it's 107A. But 16 is still not considered to be bigger. It's still a small number for the base system. So what are we gonna do? Use more dots than just 4 dots. So let's expand this 2x2 Dotty a bit real quick. And boom, we got ourselves the 3x3 Dotty. Same as the 2x2 Dotty, the 3x3 Dotty consists of numbers. From the top left dot, it marks the number 1, which is exactly equal to 2 to the power of 0. And all the way to the bottom right dot, which is the last dot, which is marked 256, which is exactly equal to 2 to the power of 8. For example, this character means 345 in decimal because 1 plus 8 plus 16 plus 64 plus 256. And yes, the base system of the 3x3 bicolor Dotty is base 512, or just base 2 to the power of 9. So that means that this means 87,381. But why stop there? You could add more dots to it, like the 4x4 bicolor Dotty, or even 5x5, or 6x6. Or, more crazier enough, the 10 by 10 bicolor dotty, which uses a staggering base 2 to the power of 100. And if you want to know what 2 to the power of 100 equals to, it equals to this. Although you can make a base system that is really big for a bicolor dotty, but there are limits. Like for example, if you want to create a 500 by 500 bicolor dotty, then it will be impossible because number one, you need to write all those 500 dots, and second of all, you don't need to write numbers with this. Even with small numbers like 16, come on, that's useless. There are other ways on creating a dotty with a bigger base system. Rather than just adding more dots, but you could also add more colors to it. Which brings us to a new dotty called the 3x1 tricolor dotty, or the 1x3 tricolor dotty. I don't know, I just like 3x1 more rather than 1x3. But anyways, the 3x1 tricolor dotty is the first dotty that I made that has more than 2 colors. It is called the 3x1 tricolor dotty because it has 3 dots on every character and uses 3 colors, which are white, gray, and black. Now, the tricolor dotties is similar to the bicolor ones, but instead of using binary on the characters, it uses trinary, or base 3. That's why the top dot is marked 1 because it is equal to 3 to the power of 0. The middle dot is 3 because it equals to 3 to the power of 1. And the last dot, which is the bottom dot, which is marked 9, which is equal to 3 to the power of 2. Much like trinary, if a dot is colored white, then the number will be multiplied by 0. If the dot is colored gray, then it will be multiplied by 1. But if the dot is colored black, then it will be multiplied by 2. Let's do some examples. What is the number from this character? It is 20. The process is still the same as the bicolor ones. What about this one? It's 7, of course. And here's a list of all the characters of the 3x1 tricolor dotty. The 3x1 tricolor dotty uses the base 27 system, or in short, the base 3 to the power of 3. So this image means 15,854 in decimal. But remember, you could add more colors, not just 2 colors or 3 colors, but more than 3 colors, like 4 colors or 5 colors. Now you might be realized that I am now using high saturated colors for these 2 dotties, like red, yellow, and green, and not those low saturated ones like black, gray, and white. So should we stay at those 3 colors? Well, not necessarily. The reason why I use the colors white, gray, and black at the beginning is because I want the dotties to not only be written on screen, but also be written on paper, especially when you are using a pen or a pencil. But if you're using a pencil color or a crayon, or if you're just writing it on the screen, then you can use any color you want for these 2 dotties. But remember to indicate what number on each color of the dotty is, like so. And that's how dotties work. You could create your own dotty numeral system by using a specific amount of dots, or a specific amount of colors, or even both, like this one, which is called the 5x5 quinticolor dotty, which uses the 5 to the power of 25 system. Although dotties aren't infinite, but they are sometimes ambiguous, like how a dotty could be misinterpreted as another dotty. Like the 5x5 quinticolor dotty I've mentioned before, when you look at this image, it looks like a single character with 25 dots in it. But when you look at it closer, it kinda looks like the 1x5 quinticolor dotty, because this image looks like 5 characters that each has 5 dots in it. This adds ambiguity to the dotty and could let readers of the dotty to be confused, whether this is a 5x5 quinticolor dotty or a 1x5 quinticolor dotty. So I made a symbol to reduce those ambiguities. This symbol is called the semi-space. It's shaped as a simple little dot and is put between 2 characters. So when you want to write the 1x5 quinticolor dotty, but also wants to distinct it from the 5x5 quinticolor dotty, then you just need to add 4 dots between those 5 characters, like so. Same goes to the 3x1 tricolor dotty, to distinct from the 3x3 tricolor dotty. Here comes the fun part. styles. You could use your own styles when writing a dotty to add a bit of aesthetics to it, like using various colors, making the dots having different shape rather than a circle, and many more. Here are some examples I could make. So that's all I could tell you guys about dotties. Thanks for watching this video. I hope this video is helpful for you guys, and if you have any ideas over dotties, then you can comment one on the comment section below in this video. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye!